Hello lovelies, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Lily. I am a 25-year-old zero-based cash budgeter and stuffer. I am currently living up in Maine, and I have been doing the budget by paycheck method of cash budgeting for almost 4 years now. And in that time, I have purchased a home that I now live in with my boyfriend and our 3 dogs. On my channel, I do cash stuffing videos, budgeting videos, savings challenges, unstuffings, and condensings, and I am currently focusing on my debt journey. So if any of that sounds like content that may interest you, I hope that you consider hitting that subscribe button and sending some support my way. But today we are here to do a budgeting video, you guys. Yes, I am still feeling a little bit under the weather, so I apologize if my voice is a little, out of the ordinary, but I can finally, for the first time in like 3 days, breathe through both of my nostrils. So I'm taking advantage of that, and we are budgeting out this week's paycheck. If you are new here, I do sell these digital budget planners on my Etsy shop. It's linked in the description. I know the angle of this is a little bit weird, but that's just because there is a ring light right up here. So the glare, in order to avoid the glare of that on the iPad, I have to kind of keep it over here. But we're going to move past that. So we are budgeting week 3 for February. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my calendar here, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. This is the third paycheck that we're focusing with. So we're looking in this week, which is the 18th to the 24th. And in that time, I am going to have my art list, music subscription pull, which is $15, plus my Amazon membership, which is $15, and $14 on Affirm, because I am paying something off through Affirm from Amazon for a couple months for right now. So in total, $45 needs to be left in the bank for those extra expenses. So I'm going to go, and then this is the 19th to the 24th. So I'm going to just write that right in there, 19th through the 24th. And then, of course, Schwab and Ally are my weekly auto transfer. So I have $8 transferred over to my Ally savings account, $5 towards Christmas, and $3 towards just like a little buffer. And then $20 is transferred weekly over to my Roth IRA through my Charles Schwab account. I do apologize if things are kind of moving around. My dogs are walking around and they're making the table move. So $45 also needs to be left in for Affirm, Amazon, and art list. Those are all A's. So plus the 28 means that in total we need to leave $73 in the bank out of the budget this week to cover those auto drafts. Now, when it comes to my income, so from my full-time job, we are working with $550 this week. And then for side income this week, we are working with Etsy. Now, if you have seen these before, you may be familiar with this, but I am filming this on a Sunday, and I do not get paid out until Tuesday from Etsy. So if I happen to get more orders in that time, depending on when they come in, I could be making more or less than what we're going to be budgeting with today. But as of right now that I'm filming this, we have $383 that we are making a pre-tax from Etsy. So $383, 383 plus 550 gives us $933 to work with. Now I am going to take away that 73, which gives us $860 to actually budget with. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do is go right down to my expenses. I have this broken down between my personal expenses and then my debt. So we are going to fill these in based on my typical weekly amounts, and I'll do the math here for you so that you guys can see where I'm getting these numbers. So my mortgage is $2,023 a month. My boyfriend, Austin, we are both on the mortgage. So the way that we split the bills is he gives me $1,600 flat a month, and I put that towards the mortgage, and then I cover the rest and the utilities. So 1,600 minus 2023 obviously is $423. There's some change, so I rounded up to 424. So 424 divided by 4 weeks, because I get paid 4 times throughout the month, is $106. So I am going to put $106 of this paycheck towards that in order to reach the full 424 at the end of the month. My internet bill is $85 divided by our 4 paychecks is $21.25. We are going to put 22. We're going to round that up. So my electric bills vary somewhere between $200 and $250 a month. So I budget $250 on the safe side, and whatever we don't spend from that just builds up in a little buffer in that envelope. So $250 divided by 4 is $82.50. Sorry, $62.50. So we are stuffing 63. For my heat and my water and sewer, I save $100 a month, so that is $25 a week for each of those between between my 4 paychecks. Let me just fix that. My handwriting, especially on the iPad, is awful, so apologies. My phone bill, while I'm still paying off my physical cell phone through my family's plan, that is $60 a month divided by the 4 paychecks is $15. Now my car insurance is a little bit different. I save $30 a week for that. It is paid over 6 months, and it's around $800 to $900. I aim for $900. So in order to hit that by the next time it's due, which is August, I save $30 a week in order to save that up. Similarly, with my car registration and my Flow app and my Sam's Club membership, those are all annual bills, and they all vary between $100 or like $80 and $200. So I stuff $5 a week until those are fully funded, and then I just put them in my high yield savings account until they are due. So registration, Flow, and Sam's Club all get $5 this week because they are not currently fully funded. Now, moving down to my debt, I do have multiple loans and credit cards. I will say right off the bat, yes, my mortgage is technically a debt, but it's not one that I'm tackling currently as okay, that came out wrong. Austin and I are both on the mortgage, so we are going to start tackling that harder next year once I get more of my personal debt taken care of. For right now, my debt journey is focusing currently on my credit card debt, and my medical bills, of course. I do have a whole video going into detail on my debt payoff plan. If you're interested, I'll try to remember to link it up in the cards for you guys, but for now, let's focus on this. So my Best Buy credit card for this month, as part of my plan, I am paying $400 this month. I'll just pull that right out. That is $100 a week. So I am going to put $100 there. For my Care credit card, my goal was $611. That was taking care of $123 a week, and I had an extra income that we already stuffed another $123. So I just have 2 more payments of $123 from my paychecks. Again, if that is confusing or doesn't make sense, I apologize. I do have a video going into much more detail on how I plan to pay my debt off. So that's how I got these numbers. Now, my Care credit card, I planned to pay $200 this month, $25 a week, and then I pulled $100 from my tax refund, and that has already been stuffed. So I'm just focusing on that $25 a week. So that is all we need to put towards there. My student loans are not part of this in particular. These are $500 A month, it is $400 for my personal loans and $100 for my federal loans. So obviously divided by 4, that is $125 a week. And then Jables, my brother's name starts with a J. I call him Jables sometimes. And he lent me money a little while ago. There's no interest on this, but I am paying him back with what I can. So this month, my goal is $100, which is $25 a week. Now, when it comes to my medical bills, they are on here. I am budgeting $442, but that is due to come from my income that I get paid from YouTube, which is once a month at the end of the month. So that will be next week's income. But for now, this is what we are dealing with. So I'm going to quickly find the total of this number here. 106, 22, 63, 25, 25, 15, 30, 5, 10, 15, 223, 25, 125, and 25. So that should be $699. Normally, I would recommend double counting that if you're doing this for yourself. I just personally know, because these are the same every week for this month, that $699 is the correct answer. So that is that. Now, obviously, if we said 860 minus $699, we have $161 left to work with, but I do have to account for taxes. So I have to remember we have $383 from my Etsy paycheck. I'm going to go over to my business spread here. This does have the ending totals for what's in the envelopes. Or what was in there after we stuffed the last time. So we have $383. We didn't stuff it last week. Okay, so I put 30% aside for taxes, you guys. You don't have to do this. You could put less, you could put more. I do not, hopefully, knock on wood, fall into the 30% tax bracket. I don't make enough to do that. But in order to give myself, quote unquote, a refund at the end of the year, which is what we did last year, and that's what we were able to stuff as my tax return this year, I set aside extra from each Etsy paycheck in order to offset what I end up owing. So 383 times 0.3 is $114.90. I am going to round that up to $115. Okay. Now, the rest of my business categories are shipping, equipment, supplies, and giveaways. We can forget about P.O. Box for right now. So shipping, I am going to put $5. Equipment, I am going to skip this week, as well as supplies and giveaways. Just for this week, looking at the budget, we don't have too much to work with, so I want to give myself a little bit for gas and groceries, and I do still have $100 in supplies, so I should be all set for right now. So $115 plus 5 is $120. So we will go back to our budget breakdown sheet. We will add 120 plus the $699 that's already in there is $819. Now, obviously, we only have $860 to work with, so we are cutting it close with $41. My personal expenses are pretty high for the rest of this year while I'm paying off my debt, so it's just gonna be what it is. I do have some extra money coming in from some sponsorships that I did, so thank you guys if you supported me via those sponsorships, but I do have some income coming in from those, so we'll see what I'm able to do with that. I do need to get my car fixed. Honestly, that's where most of that money is probably going to go, unfortunately. But we will see. I did have to move my car appointment to next week because of the big snowstorm we got last Thursday. So we'll see what they say in terms of like a quote or anything for fixing things. But we have $41 in here. So what I'm going to do is put $20 towards gas, $20 towards groceries, and then we'll throw $1 into miscellaneous. And that is how I am going to break that down. We are not going to be stuffing my sinking funds or my savings this week. It is what it is. We have a low income compared to our expenses, so that's just what we have to do. No, $20 is not a lot for groceries, obviously, but we are pretty well stocked right now in our house, and Austin understands currently that I am paying down my debt, so he is prepared to help out with the groceries a little bit more. So that's just kind of our plan, what we're doing. If I do have anything left over in my groceries envelope at the end of this week, I may potentially roll that over. I don't know if I will or not. We'll see. But yeah, so that is how I budget my paychecks, you guys. You will see this money stuffed between two different cash stuffings, our Cash Stuffing Tuesdays on Tuesdays and our Thankful Thursday Etsy cash stuffings on Thursday. So off camera, all that I really do is I just go through these numbers. I'll start with, say, 383. I'll go through that and I'll just plug things in here until I run out of money, and then the rest will go into the other cash stuffing. That is how I break them up. You guys might have heard a big snowplow go by. I apologize. We're getting a big storm today. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to drop them in the comments. Shoot me a DM on Instagram. It's just LILYBUDGETS, or anything like that. But I really hope that you enjoyed. If you did, please don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up. Leave a yellow heart in the comments to show your support for the channel. And of course, subscribe. Check back in on Tuesday and Thursday of this upcoming week, and we will stuff all of this cash. But until then, I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day, week, month, year, and I will see you in the next one.